Pokopia has introduced a ton of new Pokemon forms. And today on the podcast, what we want to do is dissect these Pokemon. Are these regional forms? Or maybe these Pokemon are simply just characters specific to Pokopia. We're going to be breaking this all down today and looking at all of the other Pokemon forms that we've seen and ranking them on a tier list. Welcome back to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast. My name is DustyGogoat, and today I'm joined by TraderLumi.
Hello.
And SoulSilverArt.
What's up?
I guess I want to start with the question, like, what is a Pokemon form? How would you guys?
Deep question.
Yeah.
Well, see, I feel like form is an umbrella term, and there are variations of that with it. Because, like, see what you have up here, I would classify, like, certainly of these. I don't think anybody's debating. Eternal Flower Floette and Blood Moon Ursaluna are forms of Floette and Ursaluna, but they're not quite the same as a Mega Evolution. Mega Lucario, people also say that's a form. You know, that's not the same as a Gigantamax form, which is, they're in the name Gigantamax form. You know, so there are different types of forms. I think for me, they
quite
have
the same.
Yeah,
as Pikachu in a cap.
Exactly, and that's something too. Is that's technically an alternate form, but it doesn't really feel like it because it's the only difference it has from regular Pikachu is that it's got a cap. It gets a different Z move, and that's only in the Alolan games for now. And then it can't evolve either. But like, I don't know. I feel like if they really wanted to emphasize this as a different form, they should have given it different stats, maybe a different ability, something.
Yeah, I guess there's. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess there's. Yes, a form. There's a lot. It's kind of like a broader category, and underneath that is subcategories. But I think often when I'm thinking about a Pokemon form, I'm thinking about a species. I'm thinking about a natural species that would exist in the Pokemon world, like a regional form. That feels like to me a form.
Oh, for sure. Where
these unique individuals, as they're acategorized on Bulbapedia, right? Cosplay Pikachu in a cap, hilarious. Ash Greninja, Eternal Flower Floette. Some of those, I feel like they are maybe like a Blood Moon Ursaluna does feel like a species because it is like naturally occurring. But these are individuals. They're one of one Pokemon. And honestly, I think these new forms from Pokopia do fall under that same category. I guess I want to say pretty confidently that all of these Pokopia forms, and even we're going to be ranking Ditto as well today, because I think Ditto also gets a lot of unique forms that, again, we'll get into and explain. I think all of these are also unique individuals, and on one hand, you could say Chef Dente is not like naturally occurring, but I think with the absence of Pokemon in these specific situations or like environments that exist in this post-apocalyptic Kanto region, these Pokemon have adapted. I guess you could say like natural is even subjective, right? It's like they have adapted to these situations, which has made them different. But then, as a Pokemon fan, I'm like, okay, but does it have a new type? Does it have a new ability? Is it, is it's like DNA? That's almost, honestly, that's kind of what it comes down to. Like, is its DNA different? You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, but even then, it's like Vivian, Alchemy, Minior. Those are all Pokemon that have alternate forms. They don't function differently at all, but they still are like different forms. And it's weird. I'm okay with classifying those as different forms, but for some reason, Pikachu in a cap feels like a stretch. Dada Zarude really feels like a stretch to me. There's genuinely no difference, but he has a scarf on. Like, so hypothetically, if I'm in the Pokemon world and I have a Zarude, I can just throw a scarf on it and go, "Hey guys, new Pokemon."
That's a rude.
But okay, again, cosmetically, there's no change. But I guess you could make an argument that, like, okay, this Dada Zarude is, I guess, because it's an individual, and it wears the scarf to indicate that, you could say it is like this specific Pokemon is truly, like, I guess you could say like it could have a different stat distribution because it like,
but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But but I'm thinking like maybe not different stat distribution, but I'm thinking more like abstractly, like I don't know. I'm like my individual dog is a Bernedoodle, but like it has 2 years living alongside me, and it has preferences, I guess is what I'm saying. Like You know, you could cut the hairs a lot of different ways. Like Ash's Charizard, right? Like you'd be like Ash's Charizard is like special because it like has bonded with Charizard or Pikachu, or you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
for sure.
But even then, it's like, but that just feels like personality kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, my dog might be a little more shy than other dogs of her breed or whatever. Does that make her a different breed? No, you know.
I wouldn't say as much like it being personality, but I do agree that I think like Dada Zarude and Ash Greninja is a perfect example where it's like these are forms that are like unique to the specific Pokemon, like this one Pokemon. Is that form. Like Dada Zarude is that Zarude, and that's why it exists. But the thing is, they bring them into the games every now and then. Those two were brought into the game, and so it's like, wait, so it's just that's the Dada Zarude from the movie.
That's really weird and random that they did that, by the way.
Just
like this is of all the Pokemon that have done stuff like that have, you know, had some kind of difference. They were like, that's Zarude with the pink scarf absolutely has to be in the games. It's beautiful.
They gave it official art. Like this is an official artwork.
Yeah. It is like a legitimate alternate form. Like
and it's literally just a cape thing, a scarf.
With Celebi's number on it.
Yeah.
That's insane. That is so insane. Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of ways to parse what a form is, and I think it's going to be fun today to kind of, you know, actually try to decipher these Pokopia forms. Maybe what we can do to start is, I guess, maybe review what we're going to be reviewing today. So maybe I'll say them all, and then listeners can hear in their mind. You know what I'm saying? They can think about what we're actually going to be reviewing. All right. So obviously, I think we should probably start with like the actual Pokemon forms. And I guess what I also want to say, this is like a piece of my evidence. This is like my part of my argument. All of the Pokemon that have unique forms like Tangrowth and Smeargle, they all have unique Pokedex entries, which is kind of weird because... Right, that's okay. Wait, actually, I've never thought about this, but like, I've always imagined a Pokedex needs to have a human updated software to register new Pokemon, and it won't be able to identify certain Pokemon if they don't exist. But in this game, from everything that I've picked up so far from the different journal entries and in you know, all the clues that I've found playing Pokopia, like, I guess, spoiler alert, what I've seen is that humans have evacuated the earth because of natural disasters, and Pokemon, all Pokemon, it's like you know, all the Pokemon have been stored in a PC box, but there was I guess it was like there was like a secret piece of code that said like if the PC was going to break, or if I think something at some point those Pokemon would then be released into the wild. And then and then these characters, these forms that we've met are the Pokemon adapting to this new harsh world that they now live in without humans from a pretty small period of time, from like pretty much when they released from the PC to when we met them. And that's kind of weird because the Pokedex does pick them up and does give us information about the Pokemon and does tell us about their stats and et cetera, which is kind of weird because if they didn't exist when humans existed, then how does the Pokedex pick that up? I've never thought about this.
Some of them have did exist. Like I think Chef Dente was Chef Dente before the conservation project.
Okay. Because he talks about like he
picked up or she. I think she's actually a girl.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think there's a gender difference that you can pick up. But yeah, also to
wait, is Pumpkin the name?
She speaks like a stereotypical Southern woman. You know,
dude, I literally that's Pumpkin awesome. I actually love.
I love it. I love it. She calls you Pumpkin, and it's so cute.
When it calls me Pumpkin, I'm like, stay away from me.
No, dude, it's cute. So have you never
calling me Pumpkin?
You've never had like an aunt love you?
Yeah, but my aunt didn't look like Chef Dente.
No, dude.
Which Soul thinks
Chef
looks
Dente
like Peter Griffin, I guess.
Gives good hugs.
Yes.
It's like a warm aunt hug, you know.
But she learned it because her partner trainer was a chef, so like he kind of taught her the craft, and that's why she knows how to cook, and that's why she chefed Entei. And then like Pikachu, I feel like there's some lines where if you wanted to read into it, you could maybe think that it was a Pikachu before it went into the system. Like it was this pale form of Pikachu. Moslax, I'm actually wondering if the conservation project missed Moslax, and like Moslax has been here through all of it.
Dude, honestly, that makes sense because he was kind of buried in a hole, right?
Yeah, like he was tucked away, and it's also like the idea is like all this stuff has overgrown on him, and I don't imagine that he could have popped out of a Pokeball and then all the stuff grows on him. So it had to be like before or during.
He fell asleep and then woke up and everything was gone.
Yeah. And then DJ Rotom's a whole nother animal because it's literally like he's a normal Rotom. He just went inside a machine, you know.
Yeah, but that's how Rotom like changes form.
Did he not get stuck in there though? I don't remember. That's the thing is like lore. I don't know how if we count all these forms like just in their lore, especially. I mean, I guess it.
Wait, what? Say it again.
It's important to think about their lore, I guess, but also.
I think it is absolutely.
I mean, I think it definitely is.
I think that's what this is all about. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can rank it however you want. Like, I'm not saying like. Yeah,
I'm trying to gauge the form. Like, if it's a form because of its lore, or just because of what it looks like.
I think all of the above. You know.
Yeah, I think it should all be taken into consideration. I'm trying to find a good picture right now of the actual dex entries. But yeah, no, that's a really good point about the Snorlax. Like that does make sense because it literally is covered in moss. Professor Tangrowth, why do you think it has white hair?
I imagine that this one, because like, so the way the Pokemon Conservation Project, and that was the system that had all these Pokemon in the PC and eventually releases them. The way it was like set up to work was it would store all the Pokemon there, and basically humans would, when they decide that the Earth is habitable, they would come back and they would release them all. But basically this guy, this former hacker turned working for the Conservation Project, ended up discovering that they may not have the fuel to get back to Earth. So he put in a failsafe into the Conservation Project where if the Earth became like hospitable for Pokemon, like Pokemon could live on it, it would release them back into the wild. But the way I see it is like that could be different for different Pokemon. So like, for example, Tangrowth. Tangrowth is a Pokemon that we pretty much know used to live in ancient times because it evolves from Tangela by it using ancient power. So the way I kind of read it was Tangrowth has been outside of in fact, he stated that he has been outside of his Pokeball for a long time before Ditto has been released from his Pokeball. And the idea is like, because since Tangrowth used to live in like prehistoric times, it probably can withstand a much harsher environment than, you know, say a Fido.
Yeah. It's such an interesting concept as well. I know this is kind of semi off topic, but we don't really know how long Pokemon live. You know, like
no, we don't.
They could be like infinite beings, or like they just live for 10,000 years. Like
also just putting them in a Pokeball, like does that basically like cryogenically freeze them? Like
like they stay alive
so
forever.
If they have a lifespan of 25 years, but 20 years into it, I can return it to the Pokeball and then not release it for another 50 years, and it'll still have like 5 more years. You know what I mean?
I want to say yes, because what is it called? When Pokerus, when that like random virus Pokerus existed in the games,
throwback.
That it basically Pokerus I think would only last like a couple days when your Pokemon are in your party, but when you put them in the PC, it will stay like forever, essentially.
Definitely.
I was looking through my Pokemon Home, and I still have Pokemon with Pokerus on them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like,
so that's an interesting theory. Yeah, that's okay. I think we got to dive into that at some point.
Well,
I think that is pretty cool.
To answer your question about Tangrowth, I think his whole backstory is like he was a Tangela that was the professor's. So he was a Tangela for a long time, and then I don't know when it evolved, but
we don't know if it evolved under the person's care or if he popped out of the Pokeball as a Tangela and eventually evolved. I imagine for him to withstand the environment, I think he went in as a Tangrowth, and so
I think Well,
either way, I think he's old.
Actually,
I think that's why
he's old. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's the white hair. Yeah.
The festivities have begun. Pokemon is celebrating its 30th year anniversary, and the TCG, the trading card game, is a huge part of the celebration. This episode is brought to you by our friends, Awesome CCG. It's my local card shop. These guys are the best, and there's so many new sets coming out. The latest Pokemon TCG set is Mega Evolution Perfect Order, Mega Skarmory, Mega Clefable, Mega Zygarde. This whole set is themed around Pokemon Legends ZA. Once this set drops, you can get these cards for yourself using the link in the description. But guess what? I kind of lied. The actual latest Pokemon TCG set is Ninja Spinner. It's only available in Japanese, but you can get it right now. You don't even need to wait. This is why I love Awesome CCG. They always have the latest cards. And as a bonus, Hidden Power listeners, you can head to the link in the description or the pinned comment, and at checkout, use code Hidden Power. One word to get 5% off regularly priced merchandise, which is pretty nice considering how expensive Pokemon cards can be right now. So check out your local shop. If you're in New Hampshire or Massachusetts, let them know Hidden Power sent you. And everything that they have in store is also available on their website. So go check that out and get your 5% off. Thank you, Awesome CCG, for sponsoring.
Yeah, to answer the question.
How? You're right, because when you're reading the dex entries or in Pokopia, when you're reading like the journal entries, it always refers to Tangela as no.
When I was a little baby.
Do they say Tangela?
They do say Tangela.
They'll say Tangela. No, I was getting confused because when they reference Ditto, they just say whatever your username is.
Right. The thing with Tangela though, or Tangrowth, is that they do reference him as a Tangela, but like the story kind of those journal entries, it kind of begins when they first meet it. So of course it was a Tangela then. It doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't a Tangrowth when he, went into the conservation project, I suppose.
I don't have it up right now, but I really do think he went in as a Tangela because they mention I feel like there's dex or they're not dex entries, but there's journal entries of the professor basically saying like, we have to leave, tomorrow's the day. Like Tangela's very worried, but I think they'll be all right. I would imagine, and I like your theory, if this is what you're saying, like Tangela went in as a Tangela and then popped out of its Pokeball, maybe early, right? And then has adapted to this environment because it evolves with ancient power. So it evolves with this like harsh. I like that theory. That makes sense to me.
Do we know how many years have passed?
No, we don't. And that's another thing too, is that like
I saw something. I really saw something that said 100 years.
I mean, that's not that much.
Yeah, I
guess it is, but
like I saw like a journal entry this week. Actually, let me go. Keep talking.
I know. I'm trying to find I'm gonna go get of the journal entries.
Actually, it might be on my phone.
Records. Here we go. So I found a list of journal entries, but I can't read them. Never mind. So
Hold on,
nothing. It's just literally a list of them.
I would have to hack them to figure it out.
But
I might have it right here.
that is another thing too. Is like, are the humans that is our trainer still alive?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Because if it has been 100 years, humans don't typically live that long. So.
Well, listen. Yeah,
but
I think Professor Tangrowth's trainer is no longer alive. However,
the granddaughter played with is.
Yeah, my theory is that everyone went to space, and when they come back, like it says, there's journal entries saying that they will periodically come back to Earth and check in on Earth, and I think that would be a great catalyst for the start. That's a setting. That's a plot for a new Legends game, I think. It's like a post-apocalyptic, futuristic, space-traveling Legends game. That sounds.
The issue is one of the
like this whole world where Ditto just rebuilt everything.
Yeah, literally.
One of the last journal entries you find, both from the Team Rocket grunt and from the hacker.
Yeah.
State that the people who went to space do not have enough fuel to make it home. Like they will not be able to come back.
Really?
Gone forever.
Because Team Rocket basically reveals we kept enough fuel to where we can save the humans and be able to bring them back.
That's the plot of the next Legends game. You have to collect.
You're a Team Rocket Pokemon.
You start on
honestly,
the moon.
That would be so. Come on, that would be so sick.
Legends R would be like
Legends Rocket.
Pretty solid. Yeah,
that's so sick. That is actually so sick. If you're part of Team Rocket, but it's like a good reformed Team Rocket.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
Suggested, but we're talking about the whole story now instead of these Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's important to the story, because like you gotta kind of piece all the puzzles together, and that's another thing too. Is like some of these dex entries kind of imply possible other forms that we haven't seen. If we're discussing the forms from Pokopia, like Yellow Shellos has taken over the internet. I feel like there's an entry that they're talking about. Oh, we're trying to do research on a hereto undiscovered yellow Shellos, and then you find a photo of these two Shellos in a room filled with Pikachu and yellow, and then then there's also one where they're talking about these Porygon 2, and this guy says I'm one of my Porygon 2 is acting sick, so I've given him a patch and hopefully that'll make him feel better. And then later you find a picture of two Porygon 2 and a Porygon Z, implying that the patch was bad and it evolved the Porygon 2 into a Porygon Z. But the fact that like they're making patches for Porygon 2 kind of does imply like there could be a Porygon 3 at really any point.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been like a fan theory, but to see it referenced in game in 2026 is kind of cool.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It could be something. I thought it was a bit of a stretch, to be honest, Lumi, when you brought it up. But
it may be, you never know. That's the thing is like, you never know what's just a random reference and what is like a genuine like thing for later. I imagine if they do it, it would be very space themed, because he was talking about how his Porygon 2, he was like designing them for like planetary exploration.
Yeah, I would love a Porygon 3 in Winds and Waves.
Like space
they're just in this and then to Winds and Waves.
So sick.
They also have there's also the possibility that we're looking at. Y'all ever seen the movie? I think it's called Passengers. It's with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, I actually never saw that one.
Well, basically the plot of it is humanity's doomed. They're leaving Earth. And they're on this ship, and it's going to take them like an absurd amount of years to get to this other planet where they're going to try to, repopulate and start over. But they have all the people like cryogenically frozen or whatever. So basically, if you went in because you wouldn't last the journey. If the journey's going to be 400 years long, humans not going to last that long. So they have them frozen so that they can like revive them when they get to the new Earth. Maybe that's like a similar situation with the people too. Because like it's kind of hopeful that, hey, maybe we'll see our trainer again and all. But for trainers 110, that's not super likely.
No, that's a really good point.
They're all in cryo sleep.
No, they're all in the PC box.
I mean, there'd have to probably be some people who are not in cryo sleep to like, work on the ship, make sure everything's staying afloat and all. But
because like man, we're going so deep. This is not even a tier list. Sorry, but also you're welcome. This is honestly super fun. Welcome to the show.
But you're welcome.
If you've never seen Hidden Power before, this is what we do. Welcome. Subscribe. All right. Like I was gonna say, Bill in Kanto literally goes into the PC box. Like we've seen it happen before. And if the Pokemon are cryogenically they're not cryogenically frozen, but they are being preserved. Their life essence is on pause. Yeah. In the PC box, I would imagine that the humans would do the same thing. I guess I wanted to. So I found out what I was looking at. There is a journal entry. I think this is maybe Team Rocket, but it says basically, I calculated that this is the hacker. I calculated that even a slight deviation from the original plan would result in insufficient energy to return, leaving humankind stranded in space for dozens or even hundreds of years. So that was the reference to the amount of time.
It's like we were talking about the same thing on the same image, basically the same journal entry.
Yeah. And it says, but crazy. It's so crazy. But no computer system will keep running forever. The Foundation planned to select a few members back to the planet on regular intervals. I'm like, that's the protagonist of the next Legends game. So cool.
I mean, I love the idea for sure.
Pokemon safely stored in the computer system. This was the general overview of the plan. Dude, I love this so much.
I'll say one other thing about us talking about like them going into the PC, the humans. It's the Pokemon world. So like apparently the lore is that humans and Pokemon were once the same, like related and all that. So I don't know if it's impossible to say that if the Pokemon live for a very long time, then maybe the humans can also live for a decently long time, because we have seen older people.
We have seen some, like Volo is implied to be Pokemon. Very old. Kogita is implied to be practically immortal. LAZ, though they're because of circumstances.
Yeah, also, like let's not forget, like this is the Pokemon world. Or I'm sorry, the Pokemon world reflects the human world,
right?
But it's still like a magical fantasy world.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
there is magic involved. Things
maybe they all took a potion.
I mean,
that
in Electric Soldier Porygon, using Porygons, which we know these people are doing, they did bring Ash, Misty, and Brock inside a computer.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't watch the episode because it's banned, but
it's that episode that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
There's also
Electric Soldier Porygon, you're probably wondering. Yeah, don't watch it.
There's also I met Mewtwo, which maybe we could talk about later. Like before I met Mewtwo on top of the tower, there was like a purple cloud that looked very similar to Giratina. We could talk about that later. I really thought anyways. Mewtwo says, I was concerned that humans might be using the power of their so-called science in unwise ways again, which could just be a reference to cloning, but also, I don't know. I'm like, the humans might be messing around to putting humans,
right?
You know, or whatever into the PC boxes. So
I mean that, or like a reference to the numerous things that Team Aqua has done, Team Galactic has done, Team Plasma has done, Team Flare certainly.
It's man, okay, man, I'm just having fun now. Like it is pretty cool that we're always giving Team Rocket props, right? Because in Team Rocket, 30 years later, their plans are, while they do, they do mess around with science. Obviously, they're exposing ghosts, they're creating clones, but they're like their actual mission is kind of just like capitalism, right? They're just trying to money. They're going full money crabs, right? And but maybe Pokopia is kind of showing us that Team Rocket kind of adapts to have more grandiose plans akin to Team Magma, right? Team Galactic, Team Plasma. It's just kind of interesting. This has been a super fun conversation. Let's take a look. Okay. With all that context.
One more thing. It brings us back.
Love it.
I really do think that Professor Tangrowth's hair is just to show like wisdom of like him being a professor. Like it's like the whole most of the professors are like older people that have experience in the Pokemon world.
For sure.
And I think he might not necessarily be old, but like I think that's just to signify that he is like a professor in the design of the Pokemon, essentially.
It's definitely it's definitely to signify that. But what do you think it is? Because I think I don't know what it is, but I guess I assume it is like his blue vines are aging.
Yeah. I think it's stated to be exactly that it's just age.
It very well could be. Sometimes I just think though, like, yes, there should be lore. I think there should be lore reasons for everything, but sometimes I also think that it's just a design choice. Sometimes that happens.
Sure.
Maybe in this case it is not.
Well, then it's age and stress, right? Like, I mean, dude is in the apocalypse.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Right.
I think there's probably a reason. Oh yeah, there's probably a reason in world why he has white hair. Would love to hear in the comments if anyone has any ideas. This is I got Pokeeos up right now. This is a really nice resource that has kind of collected all of the these new forms and their dex entries. So I'm going to read this. It says, Professor Tangrowth is a curious figure who has been living alone in an abandoned place once shared by humans and Pokemon. The landscape shows signs of decay, inspiring Ditto to rebuild the environment piece by piece. Its dex entry says, when this Pokemon was still a Tangela, it lived with a human professor. It now wears that professor's favorite pair of glasses on its chest. And let's put this all together. Tangelas or Tangrowths, again, in the Pokedex, right? This Tangela's form is classified as the professor form. That is like actual classification from the Pokedex. We're not denying that. That's not up for debate, but the vibes are up for debate. What do we think? Where would we put Tangrowth in this regard?
I mean, for the record, I think it being in the Pokedex is still up for debate because like the Pokedex is just a reflection of whoever logged it. You know what I mean? And I imagine that we would have had to log it. I mean, it would have to be, right? If some of these Pokemon are like new, undiscovered, like we're the ones who put them in, right? Or there's like an AI in the Pokedex that does it.
Sure, I guess this Pokedex could be different, but this Pokedex looks like the Gen 1 Pokedex. And again, as far as I understand, like in Legends Arceus, Professor Lavington is literally handwriting the Pokedex. And I guess you could say like Professor Oak would be, or whoever the professor is, like would be entering Dex entries. Like that makes sense, right? Like what is it? Rapidash can like leap over mountains, right? That's like a Professor Oak.
Yeah,
just
if you get within 5 feet of a Magcargo, you were vaporized.
Yeah. Like those are exaggerations, but like who's doing it? Because I think my question is like this Tangrowth has not existed. You know, is it
exactly.
real? So, are we?
I'm imagining it's like a mix
Tangela
of both
writing
where,
it?
like when you encounter Bulbasaur, like it has the Dex entry that Professor Oak or whoever has already put in there. But then like for Tangrowth, like I can see it's like, well, that's not the Tangrowth that's in the image. Yeah. I'll make a new thing for this one, you know?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand like who would have written that, because I think you're right, it is possible.
Maybe
like
Professor Tangrowth does. Like
that's what I was thinking. If he's alive, maybe he's like, I mean, that he is the professor.
Exactly. It would make sense that it was him, to be honest. It would make sense that it was him. A fun theory could be that maybe the humans are watching them from space and they're just like, we can't go back, but we can.
Bro, that's crazy.
We can just add
scary.
in.
Because know,
I mean, like, there's probably a camera, like just a camera.
They see Chef Dente, they're like, we can't go back yet. It's too unsafe.
It's too unsafe.
They'd be like, no, they can't. If we take Lumi's theory, where they can't come back, back, and they're just like watching, and just be like, man, we could go back, but we can't, so let's watch our little Chef Dente grow. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even think they have a way to monitor it, since they were going to send people back to monitor it.
They do have the cameras.
Like, you notice that the Dex entry, that's true. They like the Dex entries for these specific forms feel very like, I don't know, like they're telling us, they're like a biography rather than like a scientific. Like if you look at Pikachu's, I don't know what its exact Dex entry from Pokopia is, but something like, its cheeks store electricity and it can fire up to 100,000 watts or whatever. But then Pikachu's Dex entry is very like storytelling. It's very, this Pokemon used its electricity to share with its friends. And so that's not really a like biological summarization of how this Pokemon works. It's instead like the biography of the Pokemon, like that. Sure. It's Instagram bio. So it feels very like someone punched that in, and it's not like a scientific study being done on how the Pokemon works. It's different from all the other Dex entries.
Yeah.
I guess
I'm using Pikachu
to
as the example, but they're all like this. The Tangrowth one,
I think most of them are. I think, assuming that Professor Tangrowth is the one that put them in would make a lot of sense. At the same time, we've kind of seen that Professor Tangrowth doesn't know how to use the computer, the computer, and doesn't even read like human speech. So
Lumi, I do agree with what you're saying, but I guess it's like I would assume whoever is writing the Dex entries, do they have the wherewithal to like confirm the typings of the Pokemon? Because someone has confirmed that Rotom has a new type. If
maybe
none of them had new types,
we is able to analyze that, because that is biological. So like it can figure that much out. Because like another thing too is you're right that Professor Tangrowth doesn't like seem to understand a lot of human stuff, but we can read. Like the Ditto can read.
That's true.
So...
Yeah, that's actually a good point, because that's why like that actually makes sense. Like in Johto, when you get the egg and you hatch it into a Togepi, Professor Elm is like, I have no idea what this is, but you have already received the biological information of this Pokemon.
Could always be Mewtwo, or like a really smart psychic type Pokemon that's just like, I'm observing the Pokemon world, and
well, whoever it is, they have a thick.
But there's like no evidence of those things,
Whoever it is, they're all from the South.
They are.
Everyone.
Dude, if Mewtwo came out with oh my god, that would have been insane.
Hey y'all,
intellectual.
Hey y'all,
just trying to make sure them humans ain't been using their science in unwise ways.
He's still got to be smart, like sounding though at the same time. So like he's got like a Southern accent, but he's like so sophisticated at the same time.
A lot of Pokemon in this game will say,
does Morgan Freeman have a Southern accent? I feel like he's got a Southern accent.
A little, not crazy.
Yeah.
Bro,
Morgan there's like Southern accent, and then there's like Southern like lingo, right? Like the words you use are Southern. Like one thing I've noticed is they always say "darn it," and it's funny because like when you're reading "darn it" really quickly, an R and an N right next to each other look like an M. So a lot of the times I'm like assuming they're like,
oh my gosh.
I think we're getting off subject. All right.
Lumi can say this because these are his people. So
no, Lumi loves it. Everyone's like, why is everyone Southern? And dude, Lumi's like, Kyogre's one of us.
I met Moltres the other day, and my guy was immediately like, well, thank you for waking me up. You know, and it was like
the fried chicken, dude. The Southern fried chicken. That's crazy.
KFC, literally.
That's insane. All right.
Where's
I don't know.
going?
I guess I just don't even. Let's get into some of the opinions. So Tangrowth is here. I agree. I have no idea why he has white hair. To me, Tangrowth, because of the hair form, and because Tangrowth has like leveled up to become like a professor. Like I don't know why, but that feels like
he's got a doctorate.
Yeah, dude. Tangrowth is still a grass type. But because of the additional intelligence or whatever, I don't know. To me, it feels like Psyduck. It feels like he has maybe latent psychic. He could maybe he could learn the move Confusion or something. Or
he's
maybe
got
he could
a wand.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like Tangrowth to me feels like a proper form. I would call Professor Tangrowth a true form to me. Because I think there's a lot of things in game and with his personality. Maybe I'm just biased because he's like a main character, but like I just feel like there's enough there where it's like I feel like he's made a change. It's like Blood Moon Ursaluna. That's what this feels like to me.
Yeah.
Where would you guys put
I struggle with it a little bit. I think the hair is the biggest thing because basically for me, I think what we were talking about at the beginning, like it being natural versus not natural, is really the deciding factor for me. So his hair changing is like, okay, it's a form change, but if it didn't have that, if it just had the stick and the TM and the glasses, it'd be like, this is not a form.
I agree.
And it's just the thing is, it's very minimal. So it's like, it's very hard for me to be like, this is a true form change. Yeah. And what you said about it, like being smarter, at least a little bit, does help.
Professor.
Yeah, it helps. But at the same time, isn't it like the Pokemon that make him a professor? Like he just has this stuff because he's like, this was my old trainer.
I feel like Charmander like calls him the professor, and he's like, "Oh, the professor! Ho, I'll take it." You know,
he's actually kind of dumb. He's actually not that smart. He's just like kind of.
He's like my grandpa, man. He can't work the computer.
Yeah, he's like,
can you sign into my Hulu account?
Yeah, but there's like old wisdom. You know, it's like old wisdom. It's like he doesn't know. He doesn't know what like an HDMI cable is.
Yeah,
he does have some experience.
He doesn't know how to work the Netflix.
But he's like, hoop and a stick. The humans used to play this game.
Yeah.
It's
this
true.
is an old technology I haven't seen.
A bag of marbles. Fascinating.
It's not a boulder. It's a rock. Okay. All right. I gotta reel it in. I'm having too much fun.
But no, I think I'm with that because of the vines changing. That is a genuine. There's a biological change here.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I was thinking. When we meet in the withered wastelands, everything's dried out, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Oh, this is good. I see where you're going. I like it.
Yeah, maybe the top of his head has dried out from extreme sun exposture, and he's not hydrated.
Right? I think that's actually that makes so much sense.
That makes sense.
He is a plant in the withered wastelands. It makes sense. But here's what I want to know: does he use ancient power with his wand?
Dude, that'd be sick.
I'm pretty sure that's like a what are they called?
Like a teaching stick?
Yeah, like when you know, like a teacher
when they're pointing to the board and stuff. It definitely is, name. But it looks very much like a wand, though.
I mean, it's a wand.
It's a stick in the end.
I love it.
It's a wand.
I love that I love that these Pokemon have adapted to fit the role. Like, okay, I think something that happens with natural selection or whatever, or with what happens in nature is that with the absence of something, other things will inevitably grow and adapt to fit those new opportunities or those like roles that have been left empty.
Yeah.
And with the absence of humans, what I've seen with a lot of these Pokemon is that they grow, they evolve, they change their form to adapt or to fill the shoes that humans have left behind on in the Pokemon world.
And low key, the message is that we're better off without humans.
I know, which is true. There's no battling.
Yeah.
Soul.
Yeah, isn't it funny how like they always say,
all right, so
they always say that problem. Like, oh, Pokemon like these battles. Well, it's funny that the second you take the humans out of it, they stop doing it. Just saying.
Oh my god, dude. Okay.
I don't believe that.
Pokopia is actually doing the thing that Black and White thinks it's doing. Yeah. The question of Black and White asking, should Pokemon be owned by humans? They asked the question, but there's like really no substance to it. It's just a bunch of questions by
gave
like
the answer.
And in Pokopia, the entire game is a demonstration of what that question, like to answer that question. That's what this is. That's so cool.
According to
this is our Black and White remake.
Yeah,
this is the Black and White remake. The Riddler was this. It was coming the whole time. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna put Professor Tangrowth in true form. Where do you guys put him?
I think I'd agree with that.
I mean,
but it is like a visual form, though. Actually,
I really want to put it lower just because it doesn't feel like that much. It's really like a shiny almost. If you take away the extra items, if you take away the extra items, it's like he's a shiny Tangrowth, which is a form in itself.
No,
but is it
for sure?
Yeah,
is it a true change?
I guess. Like,
I think it is
on your tier list that you have. Like, I guess, kind of like. What is your difference between visual form and true form and costume? You know what I mean? Like, I know what costume is, but like, how are you defining what makes visual and what makes true? You know?
Yeah.
Because it is vibe based. Like if you put a pan on your head, you're not a new form.
Well, sure, but that would be like costume, not visual form, right?
Yeah.
Because you have a separate category. I guess I'm wondering what would fall into visual if Tangrowth falls into true.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I guess it would be a lot of the Ditto forms, I think. Because when I think of a visual form, I'm thinking about Vivillon. It's like the same Pokemon, but it just has like a different pattern.
Oh, see, to me, that's Tangrowth then.
Yeah, then that would be Tangrowth for me as well.
Yeah, but it's like...
I think that's fair. I was going to go with it anyway, because I think it's just too small of a change to be like a true... quote-unquote form, because the definitions are tough. The definitions are tough.
Sure, okay. Maybe those are too similar, I guess. Let me hold on. We have let's briefly let's go through the forms.
I mean, there are other ones that I do think will make, like, I'm looking at this list and I'm like, that one's definitely a true form. This one's definitely a true form.
I agree.
Like a shiny Pokemon to me is a visual change. It's the same exact Pokemon. It just has a different. It was born with a different color. And I think that's different than these because these are adaptive changes. These are like more. Right. It's more like a Blood Moon. It's more like a. Yeah, I guess I know what you're saying. There's
sure, but like a Furfrou isn't born with a certain form, but you can change its form.
Yeah, but a Furfrou,
so that would be like visual. You know,
a Furfrou to me is a costume.
Okay.
Because there's no inner growth.
Sure.
It is literally like when I put on this jacket, that's a costume. When 5 years go by and I learn how to like treat others the way I want to be treated, right? And I learn how to, it's like when I evolve, when I give my parents a little bit more grace, when I learn discipline, that's like maybe not a visual form, but that is like that is me. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, this Tangrowth is a completely new Pokemon in my mind.
I guess, we haven't seen enough of regular Tangrowth for me to know how a normal Tangrowth behaves and thus what the difference is, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to leave it in maybe these are just bad. Maybe visual form is maybe it could be I'll just change it to like soft form. We got true form, soft form.
Sure.
That's fair.
I think that's good. Yeah.
Like true form is like 100% undeniable new form. Soft form is like, okay, there's traits there, but like it's a little bit up in the air. Costume is like, okay, that's Brock, frying pan for a drying pan, right? Like, okay, that sounds good. I'm going to put Tangrowth in that secondary category. That's like a B tier soft form.
We agree.
Yeah, let's move on. Next, we got Pikachu, which I think is super contentious. Pikachu, the Dex entry says, when its friends were sick, this Pokemon repeatedly shared its own electricity with them. As a result, its physical structure changed. That's a key word. Write that down, class. And it became unable to generate electricity. I'm honestly really confused by this because it is still electric type.
So I have
it is unable to generate electricity.
Yeah. I have a very simple answer to that. Just because it can't generate electricity doesn't mean that it is not based in electricity. Like it can be like immune to electricity. Like if electric shocks it or it could be filled up with electricity.
No, that's true.
But
we see it still benefit from electricity and stuff. Like it can still kind of store it up, and it does even. It is capable at one point in the game of releasing a thunderbolt. So like,
that's true.
It's still there. It's just weak, really.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, so it's. I'm looking at Pichu right now. It says this is Pichu, the previous evolution. It says it is unskilled at storing electric power. And then I think there's a lot of other things about Pichu, the baby form, being unable to actually control the power. And I guess I'm looking at Pikachu as like kind of a version of that. Like maybe losing the ability to like create it. That's what you guys are saying. But I think there's like I think what you're saying ties back to its pre-evolution.
Yeah, like we still see it at one point in the game. It's able to use a generator to kind of take the electricity from it and then dish it out. So it still very much is electrical. It's just lost some of its powers. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's kind of like if Superman can no longer fly, he's still a superhero. He still has powers. Sure. He just can't fly anymore.
Basically.
Yeah. In Pokopia, Pikachu's Dex entry says Pikachu that can generate powerful electricity have cheek sacs that are extra soft and super stretchy. And then Pale Pikachu has a different form. That's crazy that it's just like straight up a new form. Pale Pikachu.
So it's Pale Pikachu is what it really is.
Pale Pikachu, yeah.
It's crazy because they don't even really use their names that much in the game either. Like they don't. They're still just called like Pikachu or
and
when
I
they
guess
call Ditto, they're like, hey Ditto. They're not like your name a lot of times.
Well, they actually will call you hey your name, but in my case, I just named myself
did you change?
Ditto.
Did you really?
Yeah.
No, come on, guys.
It's like that just makes sense.
I did not. No, I named myself Soul. I did not name.
Yeah, I named myself Ditto.
Yeah.
That's tell the story.
I thought about doing it because I did.
It was like, what would you name your Ditto? And I'm like, I wouldn't name my Ditto after myself. It's
question
Ditto.
mark.
I agree, though. I thought about doing what Lumi did, but
y'all both pretentious. You name your Ditto after yourself.
All right.
I just wanted it to have a little more character. That's all.
Yeah, sure, I get it.
Another Ditto.
Pikachu is just kind of a curious case because it's like, I guess it does have a soft glow to it, but it doesn't have that. Okay, so for me, undeniably, Pikachu is a true form.
I agree.
Because its composition has changed, its personality has changed. Yeah, it's just 100%.
It would very likely get a different moveset. It would very likely possibly have different stats, maybe have a different ability. So, like,
I could see it having a different ability. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Do I agree with you that it should not be electric type? Yeah. I'm just saying that it still makes sense that it is electric type, but it'd be way cooler if it didn't, and it could not have electric type.
It should be no type, because that is a thing. You know, like if Arcanine uses Burn Up, it loses its fire type and functionally becomes no type.
Lumi. If they bring this over, listen, if they bring this over into Winds and Waves or Champions, tell me it doesn't have like an ability that makes it have Burn Up or something like that, where it just burns up.
Yeah, I mean, dude, type. Like if they're going to make the first no type Pokemon, would it not be Pikachu, or a variant of Pikachu rather?
Yeah, for real. You're so right.
No,
anyway,
really good.
For its like how it's a true form, its tail is completely shrunk up to like very miniature size. Its ears are always down, which Pikachu's are pretty much kind of always up.
Yeah.
And they're shrunk a little bit too, I think, personally. And then obviously it's pale. It's very pale.
Yeah. It's
just lost a neat thing that they did too. I thought it was neat that they also they made it female. You can tell that tail has the heart shape, which I just think is cool because you always see the like basic Pikachu design where it's got the lightning bolt tail.
Yeah,
so it's cool to see the heart tail get some love.
This
it's
also
really good.
Strengthens the whole theory that these are just individual Pokemon forms like Dada's or Rude. Like there is not another Pikachu. This is the only one.
Does Blood Moon
is a Mr. Windy Chew and Miss Wavy Chew, and we have to live with that.
I wonder if they're unique.
We'll be doing the Winds and Waves form tier list in 2 years.
To be honest, we could have included those two fools on this list. Just saying, they're like the same thing.
Wait, but does Blood Moon Ursaluna have a specific gender to indicate that it is an individual, or is it genderless?
I don't know. I do know that Terapagos is like coded to where it can be either male or female, but the one you find in Area 0 is always, I think, female, which is just kind of interesting. And I think Ogerpon may be that way as well.
Ogerpon is only female.
Okay.
So Ogerpon probably is one Ogerpon, like there's no other one. And that's probably the same with the Loyal 3 and Petrarch too, because they're just, it's like all part of that story. So there's probably only one of each. But then Pokemon, like later on in games, they'll be like, there's more. They're not just legendaries anymore. Legendaries have multiple legendaries of the same kind.
Yeah, so from my understanding, Blood Moon Ursaluna is always male, because it's like, the thing is, since it's one form, I'm fact check myself, and it's always male, because like the idea is, it's not that there couldn't be a female Blood Moon Ursaluna, but it's that there is only one Blood Moon Ursaluna, and it happens to be male. Like, hypothetically, there could be a male Pikachu. It's just the one that became a Pikachu is female.
It wouldn't be called Pikachu, though. It'd be called Pikachu Pale Form.
That is important to also mention. Yeah, these like nicknames, Pikachu is just it's a true nickname.
It would be Mr. Pikachu to you.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I want that so bad in Generation 10. I would love if like a ton of NPC Pokemon had proper nicknames. That's always my favorite. Like, we love Nebby. Cosmog, I think, is popular because it's Nebby. It's a character,
Yeah, that definitely helped it for sure.
All right,
let's keep going. There was another one in Scarlet and Violet too, where they nicknamed.
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, and like certain trait evolutions will have like nicknames as well. So Pikachu goes to true form. Let's keep chugging. Next we have Mosslax. This is another interesting one. So it says this Mosslax is called, let's see.
Mossy.
We got the mossy form Snorlax, and it says that this Pokemon tried to sleep off its bad mood after it lost a fight, but it slept so long that dirt piled up around it, leaving it buried. During its long slumber, it forgot all about the Pokemon it lost to. Snorlax covered. Snorlax covered entirely in moss, complete with a flower blooming on its head, evidence of a very long nap.
If you ever questioned if Snorlax is a bear or not, this is your answer.
Yeah,
this is a hibernating bear. Yeah. That's what this is.
Oh, that's cool.
People are like Snorlax isn't a bear, bro. Snorlax is a bear.
It always was. It literally in Red and Blue, it talks about it came down from the mountains, it eats a ton, and then it sleeps.
I know. Yeah. I know it always was, but there was like the whole thing where it was based off of that guy, and it is.
It is, but it's weird to me that like sometimes you have Pokemon fans that are like, no, it can't be this because it has to be this. And it's like, because they could not have more than one inspiration. That's not possible.
All right. So hot take, and I don't even know if I believe this, but working off of our criteria of visual changes or soft forms, this is kind of the same as Tangrowth, because
I can prove you wrong.
Because this moss is not part of its body; it's on top of its body, and it doesn't get a new grass type.
You're wrong, though.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Okay, tell me why.
And that's why it should have the grass type. So I'm going to use another Pokemon as an example of this. So Flabebe, right? Flabebe is a Pokemon that is attached to a flower. It is not the grass type. And the reason why is because Flabebe is not the flower. Flabebe is the little
that's what I'm saying.
Baby holding on to the
flower. I agree.
But with Mosslax, we know that the flowers are a part of its biology. Because,
how do we know that?
Because while you try to wake it up, you can tell how close it is to waking up because the flowers will start to bloom. Its anatomy has changed. Those flowers are a part of it. It's not growing on it. It is a part of it. Now, I know the most annoying thing in the world is when your video's interrupted, but we'll try to keep this brief because we have to thank all the lovely people that are showing up and supporting this show. I mean, many of you show up every week to watch the video. You like the video. You're subscribed to the channel. But then some of you go the extra mile and actually financially support the channel.
You guys are the real
a YouTube member or a patron. You are the real ones. And I want to take a moment to shout out a group of your mythical tier supporters and up. First off, our mythical tier supporters: Ryan, Cornet, Highlander, Tyler Low 15, Case, Duke Norton, Normal Guy, Nicholas Taylor, SEH Art Gold, Nathan Shorter, Louis Gervais, Jen Renegade, Chief Keith, Ball Guy, Father Dagda, Doom Typhlosion, Slowbroke Fan 24, The Real Pokegod, Steven 3338, Scudio, and the Pokekid 01. I want to give a special shout out to our Arceus tier supporter, Red, and I want to give a Pokopia form size shout out to a Mosslax. He's a big guy. A Mosslax size shout out to our Game Freak Inc. level supporters, Gramtastic, Young Smokey, and Young Smokey. Said it twice because he's a supporter both on Patreon and YouTube. Thank you all so much,
guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When Lumi's reading those or rapping those, I'm always thinking to myself, like, I'm hearing the name and I'm visualizing the person.
Oh.
And like where they're listening to the podcast. Maybe they have like headphones on. They're on the couch. They're maybe they've got their feet up. They're wearing their favorite slippers. Maybe, right? Maybe they got they got a mug of hot chocolate, right? And they're just enjoying the podcast.
Maybe they're playing Pokopia.
They're probably playing. Honestly, they're probably playing Pokopia. Thank you guys for all of your continued support. The show is independent, and it is. This show is only possible because of you guys. You guys have been with us in and out for many seasons. We're going on our 4th year, and this show is only possible because of you guys. If you want to support the podcast, there are links in the description. $5 a month. We have over 100 people already supporting us. People who believe in the show and want to see it continue to succeed. At that lowest tier, at the legendary tier, you get 4 extra bonus podcasts every single month. That's 1 podcast a week. And guess what? If you sign up right now, you're going to be getting confidently, I can say there's over 100 bonus podcasts or live streams that you can unlock instantaneously for $5. You could probably binge all of those in a week if you wanted to, or in a month. Maybe not a week. A week would be kind of tough.
I think,
maybe like a month. Maybe like a month if you really binged it. But if you padded them out, that could be for like 3 months probably. You also get access at that tier to our Discord server. That is where everyone is hanging out. That's where the conversation continues. We do live call-in shows, and that is something that you can get access to at that lowest tier. You also get 10% off merch at our merch store. But at the mythical tier or higher, you will get your name read on the show as a producer. You get bragging rights because you're making a big difference. And we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. We love you. Back to the episode.
The flowers are blooming on Snorlax. So it is like, it's a part of its body. It is not just flowers growing on it. It is literally biologically Snorlax, or an extension of Snorlax.
No, I love that. You cooked. That's so good.
Which is also why it should 100%. Be the grass type, for the record. Because it literally has grass powers now.
It definitely should.
That's cool. Well, okay, I guess over time, I've actually started to become more and more comfortable. I said it earlier with like Psyduck not having the psychic type. I actually am more comfortable with Pokemon that could have new types not having those types, because I think there is something special about a character or a Pokemon or whatever having access to a type, but not actually embodying that type within itself, if that makes sense. You know, like, I think it is cool that like Farfetch'd can learn, it can learn now Leaf Blade because it literally has a Leaf Blade, but it's not the grass type because it doesn't like Flabébé. It's not literally made up of like earth or whatever, like floral powers. So I'm open to it not being the grass type, but I do think it being covered in grass, it makes sense. And if you think about it also, like I would imagine moss, I guess it does grow on all plants. They grow on top of stuff, but they do work their roots into stuff. And I would imagine if any human was still alive in, like, I guess what I'm thinking about is like the moss that is on Mosslax has worked its way into its skin it's like a parasite, and it can now influence the Pokemon's like body or brain. And the flowers on its brain.
Parasite.
The flowers also it's on its brain
as a grass type because it has this fungus growing on it that is affecting its biology.
Yeah.
But yeah, so cool. I think if nothing else, like this is a Pokemon that if we do ever get to see it in Winds and Waves, Champions, both, whatever it might be, I think that like if they're not gonna make it normal grass or pure grass, whatever, they should at least like give it some grass traits in the sense of like maybe it can learn synthesis, maybe it has some kind of grass related ability. Like I don't know, imagine if it had Grassy Surge.
That'd be wild.
Bro, that is so cool. That's really cool.
But yes, I agree. I think they should do something like that for these Pokemon if they're bringing them in.
Yeah, I don't care to just like literally use a Snorlax that looks like this. I think the appeal of it would be if there's some kind of function to it.
It's kind of cool that we've also kind of seen this with the Gigantamax form.
I think it's a direct reference.
Yeah.
No, but like yes, it's a reference, but like in world, like this is just also something that Snorlax has done before. You know?
Like he's got grass and trees on him, but he's still a normal type.
Yeah, he just sleeps wherever he just falls asleep. And also guess where you find like Munchlax? In trees. You know, in dude, I kind of love this art actually.
From Honey,
Snorlax
more bear things for you.
Yeah, dude, for real. I love that idea of Snorlax getting dude, the Gigantamax art is insane.
Yeah,
I like that idea. Yeah, dude, of Snorlax getting so good, dude. Of it getting like just some other these like soft grass abilities is pretty cool.
Makes you want to put it in the soft tier, but
no, I think it's a biological change. It's a true form, I think.
I do think it's a biological change. I do think the design is also so strong that it looks like a true form change.
Sure, yeah.
No matter what the biology is, it really looks like a true form change. Like, where did its arms go? Do you know? Like, it's not just like covered in moss, because it would have like the whole like outline of where its arms were if it was just covered in moss. Instead, it's grown so thick that it's all over it everywhere. So
no, I'm with you. It's like a lowland Diglett. I'm like
hammer arm.
Sure, yeah. Maybe those are removed. You know,
he just uses feet instead.
Yeah, this is really cool. I like this a lot.
This is my favorite of all of them.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I also love Snorlax, and I'm always down for it to get love. So I was happy to see it.
For real. Let's move on now to Smear Guru, which is a pretty cool one, I think. I think a little underrated. This is the decorator form of Smeargle. The deck says this Pokemon secretes multicolored bodily fluids. Oh my god, from the tip of its tail. What is this guy doing? That it uses as paint. It hopes to paint the landscape of its birthplace someday. And it says a Smeargle splashed with vibrant colors resembling a true artist, wielding its tail as a brush.
I think that's a hint to Johto DLC.
Yeah, I think I said this a couple weeks ago. I was like, it wants to, or no, not DLC, but I'm like, a landscape of its birthplace. That's the Johto region. That's just nice to see a reference there.
I could just see like one area of Johto in a DLC, you know, like, and that's
even if it's like Victory Road and it includes Mount Silver.
Do Mount Silver, yeah, or maybe the Lake of Rage, because it's like
the lands are connected, you know, so it's not like it's impossible.
What? Yeah, what's
are
a
they
biome?
Still connected?
What's a location in
Good question.
Johto that we have not seen in Pokopia? We've seen the mountains.
All of Johto we haven't seen in.
No, but like specific.
Oh no, I see what you mean. Honestly, a lake. The Whirl Islands would be cool.
Yeah, we've seen ocean.
The
but maybe
ice
not
cave.
The lake. Dude, the ice cave. That's kind of cool.
The Dragon's Den be sick. Like a cave where it's all these like whirlpools and there's like an ancient civilization that lived in there.
I think just Ekritik, because I'm like,
that's what I was thinking.
That's where Ho-Oh could perch and Lugia.
That, and I think we need some, like, just thinking from like a player standpoint where like you're making your own world because that's part of the appeal of it, right? It'd be cool to have some more fall looking trees and whatnot, you know, so you could do that with Ekritik.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, well,
some more fall
2-hour conversation on that later. That sounds
fun. For real.
Okay, so Smear Guru, the way I understand it, again, this man has he's a master of his craft, which feels like a proper individual change, and also he secretes multicolored bodily fluids from the tip of its tail. Has he ever? I mean,
I think that's the same as what he's always been, to be honest.
Let's check out. All right,
it is. It's just a thing of the colors are different now, which is
Well, that is that not a change? You know?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I agree. I think it's a true form change, I think.
Let me see, because originally Smeargle, it's early.
It's shiny has a different color though too.
Yeah, but that's always changed from game to game. Like originally, its base Pokemon or it's the base color of its tail was like red. The shiny was green, and then that switched in Gen 3.
I did not know that they flipped the shiny and
I think that's been consistent this whole time.
That is crazy.
Oh my god! Wait, there's a Pokestar Studio Smeargle with a bow tie.
I did not know this either.
That's crazy. We got to do a deep dive. That's crazy.
Now that is a costume.
Yeah, that is a costume. I don't know. This is funny. I've never thought about this, but I don't know if Smeargle like actually just paints with green all the time. Then I thought it painted with any color anyway. Even if its tail was always green, it can just paint with different colors.
Still, either way, the ability to like emit 3 different colors at once.
Emit.
I mean, unfortunately, that's what it's doing.
No, 100%.
He's a painter man.
It's also implied that you're seeing red, yellow, and green there, but there's also blue because he has blue paint on him. I also like that the first thing he did was he was like, I gotta have a mustache.
Yeah, dude.
And he painted a mustache.
I can respect it.
I really wish I didn't have a mustache.
Really? I think the mustache
hurts my soul.
Oh, I think it's so funny. I love it.
And because it's paint, it's not like weird. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's just paint.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But
it's pretty good.
I think biologically, technically, this is a true form.
I think so as well.
The tail. We have to also mention the tail gets way bigger than
it does.
Regular little tail. I would almost even say that its hat thing like droops more, but I don't know. In that concept art, it doesn't look like it, but in the official art, it does.
The tail does get bigger.
Yeah. So in the anime, there was like the episode about Smeargle. It's called The Art of Pokemon. There was a Smeargle with a red tip tail that wasn't shiny, like it didn't have the change of coloration to it. There's a blue tip tail, and then there's also a yellow tip tail. But the thing is, we've never seen a multicolored though.
Yeah.
So it's still like a little different, I think.
And also, I don't know if we've said it in this episode, but I think this also, I think what's also important to this conversation that I'm thinking about is like some of these forms, and I think about Smeargle in this way, feel like the Pokemon can change before a proper evolution, you know?
That's hard to say.
You know what I'm saying, though?
I know what you mean. I just feel like this is not the most it could change.
Well,
I feel like it could change way more before evolving.
Yeah, I'm not saying like my preference. I'm saying like objectively, this Pokemon has that's what a form is, right? It's like a form is like a Pokemon is changing, but it's not quite. Yeah, I said the most, but I just meant like Smeargle has mastered its craft. It is growing. It is a unique thing or whatever. But it's not enough to really push it over the edge to become an evolution. Because in this way, Smearguru is like an advancement or like a continuation of its power, where Pikachu is like almost like Pikachu and Moslax feel almost like a sidestep or a reduction of power in certain ways, where Smearguru is like, it's like if it can paint, this is the best it can paint. But it's still a Smeargle.
He's been painting for thousands of years.
I know.
He's been sitting there like, I gotta paint. I'll agree. I think it's on the verge, but I do think that it can fit in true form.
It's in true form, but it's definitely not as drastic of a change as Pikachu or Moslax. But in fairness, like I would say that those, while true forms, are not as drastic of a change as, say, like, I don't know, a Lowland Vulpix, like.
Yeah.
I
agree. Lowland Diglett.
If a Lowland Diglett is sliding by, Smeargle's good.
Yeah.
In Ultra Sun, it says the fluid of Smeargle's tail secretions changes in the intensity of its hue as the Pokemon's emotions change. Okay, so the intensity of the hue, I do not think that's color. I think that is like saturation.
Kind of. They do change a bit. I guess it's intensity of the hue. So that is what is the hue originally.
Oh, dude, in Violet, the color of this mysterious fluid secreted from the tip of its tail is predetermined for each Smeargle.
Then why do we?
How have we never
find
seen
green?
How have we never seen?
So it's pretty ambiguous then. And also it's the Pokedex, so like, sometimes it's just
I wonder if it's based off
messy.
of hear me out here. Wonder if it's based off of the diet of the mother, because we see that Smeargaroo
Hear me out.
All right.
So Smeargaroo is in the game to paint things, you have to give him different berries. Different berries make different, or you have to give someone different berries to make paint. And then we also see with Grafaiai, they say that the paint that Grafaiai has is based off of its diet. So if Smeargle is born with its colors, but we're implied that the paint is like from berries, then it would be the diet of the mother, I guess. And maybe like Smeargle just primarily eat lumberries. I don't know.
Cook, dude. I like that. That's good. That's a ship
He's
it. That's a Pokemon theory. That's a Pokemon theory. Hey, Pokemon Masters. No, that was a good one. I'm making fun because I'm like, that's like, I think that's sound. I think that's
it's weird.
That's really good.
It's weird,
but
this
sense.
is like fun, right? To like get in the
no, that makes sense.
Be like, why is this? We're the
sense.
Sid the Science Kid of Pokemon. Why does this thing work? Why does that do what it
I have
did?
never looked at Smeargle like this. Like, I've just never thought of it that much. This is really cool. I love these episodes.
Used to be one of my favorites back in the Johto
That is
days.
the most shocking thing you've ever told me.
Yeah, that's
not because I think Smeargle is bad, but just because it is not something I would take as something you like.
Yeah, I mean, it's fallen off a bit, a big bit since then.
Looks like he's about to pick his nose down there.
He's thinking.
He's drawing the mustache, but it looks like he's about to pick his nose.
I like this guy. All right, so we're gonna put Smeargaroo in true form.
True form.
Wow.
True.
All right.
Barely, but he's there.
And let's see. We also have. I didn't show you guys the concept art for these other ones. I should have pulled these up.
I know, these are so beautiful.
I meant to pull these up.
Crazy.
But yeah,
see how the
right
flower?
Here,
you see?
Yeah, the flower right here changes. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
so
like
cool.
It changes based on its mood. You can see it there in the little slides. I guess.
Yeah.
So
doesn't he get more than one too in some?
He does. He
instances?
gets like 3, I think.
Yeah. And
dude, there's a version
covered.
of Snorlax of Moslax that is complete. His face is completely covered.
And see, that implies he's got control over the moss.
Then when he goes to bed,
he can mask himself.
Closes it. Oh, that's so sick, dude. And then let's look at Tangrowth.
Masklax.
Yeah, Tangrowth doesn't change much, but he is writing. He's learning how to write. I feel like that is intelligence.
He's doing a bad job.
I was thinking the opposite. I was like,
well, for a Pokemon, that's it. That is intelligence. They can't write.
It is.
I mean,
You're
yeah.
Right.
It's like,
he Smeargle's out here painting full landscapes, but yeah, good job. Tangrowth has done some chicken scratch.
Listen, we all start from different places.
For the record, Tangrowth's handwriting is better than mine, so I can't.
And Pikachu does glow, by the way. Glows very.
Oh yeah, he does glow.
Okay,
type.
So that's the electric type with Pikachu. Dude, I love these. The concept art's so great. All right, well that's good. We did it. Now on to DJ Rotom. This is the stereo Rotom form.
The truest of the forms.
Definitely.
Honestly, I really think it is.
It literally gains a new type.
It's simple. Yeah, it gains a new type. It's got other forms that are forms, that are exactly the same thing.
This
possessed a new thing.
Yeah, literally.
Probably gets Boom Burst.
Yeah, so the way Rotom works is it has all these different battle forms. Like we've seen it in a lot of recent games where it has like these different like application forms. Rotom's a little ghost that can go inside of technology and control them. And there are 5 orange applications, like I think they're called utilities, or they're called appliances that Rotom can go into to gain a new type. These are the battle forms. And this stereo Rotom, I don't think it's been confirmed, but like the appearance of this stereo that it enters into is the same orange hue as all the other appliances that Rotom goes into.
It's the plasma around it.
Yeah,
when it goes into the device, it also Rotom now also gets this like colored plasma around its body. Like this
I think that's one
plasma
of the most telling
that
signs
reflects the
that
type.
Yeah, that's
I think it's one of the most
present.
telling signs.
It's present in its other forms, but it is not present in its non-battle forms, like the Rotom drone, the Rotom phone.
Yeah, you're not riding a Rotom bike, and it doesn't have that stuff around it. So only the battle forms have this thing around it.
Bro,
and you see how like it's even
has assumed it.
It's even the color of like the type. Like you notice how like Wash Rotom's got a blue hue because water. Heat Rotom, red hue, heat, blah blah blah. Stereo, its hue there is depicted as like white, like the normal type.
Yeah, it is interesting that like Frost Rotom gets like this purple color. That's kind of interesting.
I guess because you don't want to do blue because that is too similar to Wash.
I agree.
I mean, it's the same with Stereo, like it's greenish white.
Yeah. I think this is just so cool. It kind of opens up the possibilities for more of these forms.
Fans have been asking for a while, so it's been cool.
I guess I want to just say...
You can look at those other ones right up there, like all those other Rotom. They don't have that around them.
Yeah.
None of them. So.
Do you know that this is not
I know I predicted the sound type, but like I cooked on this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can I have some brownie points for clocking this a day before everyone else?
You were actually right. You just weren't right on the type.
On the type, yeah.
But I
normal type is sound type.
I did make it clear.
It was a form, yeah.
I did make it clear that like I wasn't even confident on the type. I just knew something like I was like, this is like a proper form.
Do you know that this is not the first time though that a Rotom form has like that? There's been a form of Rotom with a new type, like outside of the Heat Wash and all, because the Rotom Pokedex is pure electric.
The Rotom, wait, what?
The Rotom Pokedex is pure electric type. So this is not the first time they've introduced
a
form.
The Dex form.
Yeah, the Rotom Pokedex, like from Sun and Moon. Yeah, okay. It's pure electric type.
Where does it say?
So it was in the anime. It's for a brief moment in Pokemon Journeys when Ash
dubious
goes back to. Oh yeah, it's definitely like it's not that big a deal. It's just kind of fun lore, I guess.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
When Ash goes back to Alola in Pokemon Journeys and he like reunites with his Rotom Dex, his Rotom phone like instantly like, goes like, ooh, here's the data on this Rotom. And you can briefly see it's like he's holding it like down at his hip. And you can briefly see that there's the Rotom Dex picture and below it, it's got the typing, but it's just electric, pure electric. Not electric ghost, not electric normal, just pure electric.
That's really cool, man.
Kind of interesting.
No, I never knew that. That's really interesting.
Don't put too much stock in the
anime. You can't put too much stock in it because like it was from the anime. Not only was it from the anime, but like it was from the anime about 6 years ago. So nothing's come of it since.
Yeah. No, but that is interesting. It's still
there. It is.
Is it right here? That's kind of cool, man. I kind of buy that.
It's kind of neat.
I kind of buy that.
Such an annoying Dex.
It was an annoying Dex.
He was annoying.
Do you know that it's time for the Roto Loto?
Yeah. No.
What is that?
Oh, no more Roto.
Dude, you don't remember
that? Is it Roto Loto? I thought it was a Roto Lotto.
Something like that. I don't know.
In my head, I always said Lotto, but I guess Roto Loto sounds right.
Lotto makes sense because lottery is how you say it. But yeah, I think my brain just made it rhyme.
No, I
DJ
like the rhyme.
Rotom,
the rhyme's good.
Stereo Rotom. That's a true form.
Yeah,
that's all there is to it.
Yeah,
it's good too. It's one of the best ones of this batch.
Oh yeah, I love it. It also, for the record, like we don't know its stats, but like competitively, it lines up to probably be very good.
It being a sound type kind of thing is really cool to me. I really like the sound type idea. So I'm sad that it won't be a type, but
it would be nice.
I like it as a subtype personally. It just adds another layer to battling that I think is fun.
Yeah,
this is really cool. In Legends Arceus, they describe Rotom as this bizarre Pokemon appears to be a will-o'-the-wisp powered by electricity.
That's
fun. Be wary, as Rotom is both smart and mischievous. I'm trying to find one of these.
It will gleefully burn your favorite outfit.
I mean, for real.
That's awful. I don't want that one.
Oh yeah, so the dex entry for this Rotom is: this Rotom entered a mini stereo system and was deeply moved by the synth pop CD someone left inside. The experience gave this Pokemon an upbeat personality.
Guys, I just remembered that this was hinted at in Legends EA. because there's a side quest. It's how you get the Rotom like catalog, which is the item that lets you change Rotom's form, and you have to battle these 2 trainers who are promoting. They like work for a company that's promoting the Rotom catalog. Yeah, and after you have to battle each of the Rotom forms, and after you're done battling them, they say something to the effect of like, "We look forward to bringing you, more Rotom form," or they're like, "What other forms could Rotom have?" Or
really?
They say something that like slightly teases.
That's fun.
I made 2 posts and then Pokopia. On that crap. Yeah,
that's fun, dude. That's super cool.
Pokopia, and then Winds and Waves. Something might happen there.
I hate that they like. I think if they were cool, this would just be like in Champions, and there'd be no. Yeah. Wait till Winds and Waves.
I mean, we can briefly talk about that for a hot second. Like, do we? I don't want to age the episode, but like, I do think there is a world where these maybe I could see these Pokemon appearing in Pokemon Go and then being able to be transferred to home or something.
They are already, there's already been, I guess data mines, I think, of them in Pokemon Home. I mean, Go, sorry.
Go.
In Pokemon Go.
Are there?
Yeah.
Oh, in Pokemon Go?
Yes, in Pokemon Go.
Cool. Love that.
So they're already, like, Professor Tangrowth is already like going to be in Pokemon Go. And I think there's another one.
Love that
too.
Because again, I'm like, if these are just cosmetic, I'm like, then what's the problem about what would be the problem of bringing these into Champions?
That's what I was going to say earlier.
Or we could just get mystery gift events in Gen 10 if that ever happens. Or
I don't know about Gen 10 for all of them. I think the Stereo Rotom probably.
I just mean a mystery gift event the way we got like Data Zarude.
Yeah.
Like
I do think that they'll all be
GameStop.
Brought over eventually into Champions.
Yeah, I can see a universe where they just kind of like reward you for the save data in these games by making it where like you can now, find these.
That makes sense.
These have a chance to pop up in like the roster at roster.
That's
ranch.
kind of fun, guys. I'm about to be a champion stan. If that's the case.
I mean, we've been talking
later.
Yeah, right. We've been dancing around it a tiny bit, but I think 99.99% there's DLC to Pokopia, and I think there will be more forms in all.
Yeah, there could be.
Sure, I think
there could be.
I think that's a given.
Even those will probably be maybe even more because in DLC stuff they like to like go ham, so they might even have more type changes or bigger changes.
I mean, there's like an average of 2 forms per area, so if there's say 3, 4 more areas, that'd be DLC. 6 to 8.
Yeah, I want to see a
substantial DLC.
I want to see a Pokemon from Generation 3. I want to see a Pokemon from Generation 5. I want to see a Pokemon from Generation, I guess, 6 and 7 as well.
Yeah. What?
You said it. Haha.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry.
It happens all the time.
I mean it. 6 and
It's so real.
Yeah.
So real.
Because there's a bunch of forms from Gen 1, Smeargles from Gen 2. Oh, you know what? Yeah. And then Rotom and Tangrowth are Gen 4. And then Greedent and Tinker, whatever.
I wouldn't mind, honestly, some more Gen 1 ones. Because these are, especially if I just hope that there's more that are like Rotom, where they are kind of functionally different. Like, not just, when you break it down, they're actually different. I would like more like, hey, we're admitting it straight up. This works so differently.
I'm going to put Rotom in a true form. It's the truest form, right?
He is the
Can I move it all the way to the left?
He is S+.
Yeah. True form plus. The next one on this list is we got Chef Dente.
Costume.
It's normal type. The Greedent likes to store kitchen tools all over its body and treat everyone to its delicious dishes. This one
weak entry too.
And this one is called the cook form. Cook form Greedent. Which I guess I kind of like that. In like its whole thing is that it collects berries, it eats a lot, it hoards stuff. It also is from Galar where you make curry. Like I don't know, this feels as a design or whatever. I'm like, I think I like it more than the original, to be quite honest. But in terms of a form, I think this is a costume.
I think it should not exist. It's not even. I don't think Greedent should exist. Period. But the thing is, it just it It's not a design.
It is.
Did a Greedent kill your family, dude?
No, it just looks like, I don't know, Mickey Mouse or something.
What's wrong with Mickey Mouse? People love Mickey Mouse.
I don't know. It's Mickey Mouse in
Wow, now you're bringing
Pokemon.
Disney into this? Dude.
No,
Bro,
look, I love Mickey Mouse. Don't get me wrong. It just looks like he belongs there.
Wait. Exit out of this.
Okay.
She was nicknamed Charlotte by her human friend.
Where does it say that?
There you go.
Wow.
Confirmed.
Charlotte.
Confirmed.
North
female.
Carolina.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I've been thinking it was a male this whole time calling me Pumpkin, and I was like, get away from me.
What do you mean, dude?
I just don't want, and some grown man calling me a pumpkin. Pumpkin,
you kind of are a little pumpkin.
No, don't call me Pumpkin.
my dad used to call my sister a little pumpkin.
Yeah, but that's a girl.
It's endearing.
It is endearing for a. Yeah, listen. If that.
What are you afraid of?
If that floats your boat, go for it. But I don't want to be called Pumpkin by another grown man that's like, all right, man. But anyway,
I mean, in fairness,
that's
I think by saying that, I think we're all going to be calling you Pumpkin from now on. That's your new nickname, Pumpkin.
Sorry, Pumpkin.
No, it's so bad, Lumi. When you said it, it's so bad. Anyway, I just think that this is not a design. You said it's a design, and like, yes, somebody went into it and puts a little bit like this much thought into it, but like this much thought.
No,
they literally just
put,
just put utensils on him and put a scarf on him. That's it.
No,
and
his tail becomes a backpack full of.
The tail was always the same. The tail
is the same, but the application is different with those little hooks on its tail. And now what it does when it's in the game, I don't know if you got this far in the game, not to shoot shots, but like I know you're still in the tutorial. Like when you're playing with it, when it's interacting in the game, it like throws its stuff up and catches stuff on its tail like a backpack, like a what would you call it? Like an overnight, like a I forget what they're called. I used to wear them.
Yeah,
like a backpack, like an adventure backpack.
Yeah.
And you'd have like pots and pans and sleeping
like
mats.
Like Arvin has.
Exactly. You'd have stuff hanging off the backpack.
Was her trainer?
I think
Arvin?
It's kind of nice, dude. He literally has a little. He has a little like handkerchief, like a Boy Scout. I used to wear a bolo. Maybe that's where the soft spot for me comes from. But I think there is thought in
the hooks are nothing new though. Like the hooks are present in the design, in the original design. They just are hooks now. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Obviously there is thought. There is thought, but. Yeah,
I agree with you that this what are we calling it? Cook form Greedent. I agree with you that like biologically there is literally nothing like it's just a Greedent that is now cooked. Right? And not
never
way.
Cook again.
Like it is literally just it is just a Greedent that has learned to cook. Like there's nothing I agree
really
with you in that
Greedent. Wow.
But as a design, there is a design here. There is like thought that was put into this 100%. They were looking for a Pokemon to cook, and they were like, they probably tried out a bunch of things, and this is what they landed on. And I think
what they should have done? They should have brought the slow cook from Legends Galar.
Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been good.
Isn't it kind of
you see how like the ladles are hanging off?
Her name is Charlotte, but like she was named Charlotte, but we don't call her that. We call her Chef Dente.
Well, her name is probably Chef Charlotte Dente.
That's cool. I like her. I really do. Like, and when I say I like it better than regular Greedent, this isn't an S tier. That's not what
I
I'm
actually
saying,
think that Charlotte is like an adorable name for her too.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
I agree.
I don't know about for Greedents, but Greedents.
Yeah. Dude, this is cute, man.
It is a costume for sure. It's a costume.
100%. I'm not arguing.
I just don't think it shouldn't exist. It shouldn't exist either.
All right. Lumi, should it exist? Where are we putting this? What's the math
I think
on
it's
this one?
fine to exist. I don't know. I don't think any of these should not exist. You know what I mean?
I put that there.
No, I genuinely think it should not exist.
Okay, fine.
Okay, but you don't. But see, but you don't think the initial design should exist. So I feel like there's a preconceived bias here.
That's true, but also I would admit something if it changed to make it so it should exist. You know what I mean? Like I would be like, I hate Greedent, it's ugly, but it at least changed.
Let me ask you this: do you think Dada Zarude should exist?
Because I think no.
No, not really.
Okay,
I don't think so.
Okay, then I think it's fair. Because I was just gonna say, like, if Dada Zarude can exist, I think this thing can exist. I think having some Pokemon with costumes are fine is the thing.
Yeah. I think Dada Zarude should exist in the movies and the anime, but I don't think they needed to bring it to the video game
games,
for any reason at all. Like, it's completely pointless. It's exactly Zarude.
What about cosplay Pikachu?
Well, cosplay Pikachu's different because it like biologically is different. It learns different moves. It's got a black tip tail.
I'll tell you straight up, I hate all of the forms that are literally just clothes changes. I hate them all. Like even spiky ear Pichu, I'm okay with that because it has like a change a tiny bit. Like, so
no,
okay.
I'm with you. I like any Pokemon that shows a little bit more biodiversity. I'm like, if there's a I just like, in my mind, Pokemon are animals, and I know they're products and characters, but but there could literally be countless different slight little variants of every single creature, even legendary Pokemon. And that's like, anytime we get a glimpse of that, I'm into it. I'm like, that's cool. That makes sense. You know?
Yeah.
Like, even like baby Lugia in the anime, or even the fact that, so.
Yeah. I'm just like,
but a hat
another Greedent could just show up and be like, I'm going to put all this stuff on and pretend that I'm Chef Dente. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the same.
That's the imposter form cook.
Yeah. Oh God. Imposter Greedent.
Yeah. We have cook Greedent, cook form Greedent, but I want to see busboy form Greedent. I want to see sous chef form Greedent. I want to see I want to see pastry chef.
Patisserie, is that what they call them?
Yeah, I want to see the dish. I was a dishwasher. I want to see the dishwasher. Where's dishwasher Chef Dente? All right, so he's going
all in one.
So he's going to costume. I think I did the math for Lumi. He's going to costume.
I think it's pretty simple.
Now we've got the supervisor form, Tinkaton. This one's really interesting. I did meet this one in the game finally.
Master.
Is it really?
Yes, it's called Tink Master.
Is it Tink Master or Tinka Master?
Tink Master.
Tink Master.
And
Let's see. I
don't like that. I don't know why. I just think that's not as creative.
Unlike Tinkaton, Tink Master has a unique hairstyle and wields a multi-tool rather than just a hammer. Tink Master. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that.
This one goes into costume for me.
I feel like going into this, it is important to recognize this is not the first Tinkaton we've seen with a variant of its hammer.
Is this another anime thing?
Yeah, the anime Dots Tinkaton has a slightly different hammer.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was made from a microphone instead of from a regular metal.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think it's like that. I think the difference was a little more noticeable when it was you can see. That's hers, and then the picture of the other one is a picture that's Poppy's the Elite Four member.
So it's not. This is not a shiny. This is a.
No, this is just her regular Tinkaton, not shiny. Built a different kind of hammer. You see the microphone in the middle there.
Yeah, that's
if you
cool.
Look like the centerpiece is a microphone.
That's cool.
So they just do this. It seems that they're just some Tinkaton that just build something a little bit different. It makes sense, right? Like the hammer is like an extension of themselves. Like they're gonna each style it a little different.
I gotta appreciate this Tinkaton because, like, this part of the design that I never noticed, but it has long hair, but I never noticed that. Like, it almost like uses the hair to brace the weight of the hammer when it's like on the ground. You ever notice that?
Yeah,
it's doing that in the anime right now. I never noticed that.
It like functions as like a shoulder pad almost, like, so it's not this metal, weighing down your shoulder,
So cool, man. Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. So I guess this is feeling a little bit more like a costume, right? Or
people would argue, probably. I thought you guys might argue on it, but I think it's a costume. The hair does change, but it's just the hair.
But see, that's like it can style that is enough. That's right.
Yeah.
Because I don't give Tangrowth points for the hair, like, having like a longer curl or whatever. For me, it's like it's the aged hair that is different because that's something more. But like this is all like.
But I guess I want to ask: is it like it's not really hair? Like this is a fairy creature. It's not hair,
isn't it though? I mean, think like with your dog, it's got fur. You can style that in different ways, like fur-frou.
Yes, no. Yes, in concept, it has a new haircut. But what I'm saying is, like, biologically, this Tinkatuff does not actually have hair. You know,
I think it does. I think why can't it? You think it's an animal? Why can't it?
Well, you tell me. To me, that looks like flesh. This looks like Sylveon.
Oh. No, I have always read that as hair. I have always read that as hair.
hair.
Is it?
Hair.
I have always read it as hair. I don't know that there's anything that would necessarily confirm or debunk that, but I've always read it as hair. Yeah, in the same way that like hair. Jinx has hair, Furfrou has fur. I mean, you know, it can have hair.
But Jinx and Furfrou, literally, you can see the strands of hair. I don't know. This is a
humanoid. It's a humanoid design, though, right?
Yeah.
It's so it has human attributes, which we have hair.
I know it has like the shape of hair, but it's fairy. I'm like, it could be.
But also, it being fairy doesn't necessarily mean it can't have hair. You know.
No, but it's like what I'm.
Especially since the design of it has.
I'd love to see some evidence. I'd love to see some, because I don't see this as like strands of hair.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that it's whatever it is, it has grown independently as it's evolved, right? And similar to a human, right? Tinkatink is like the baby, and it has very little hair because, you know, a lot of babies have very little hair. And then Tinkatuff, it's got a little bit longer hair, and then Tinkaton, its hair is like fully grown out. Like it seems like hair to me, you know? If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck.
There's nothing to confirm it, that's for sure. So your theory can stay in place for now, but we'll see eventually.
I guess for it to be a costume, I just think like if I caught a Tinkaton, could I hypothetically make it into this? Like, or does it have to be its own capture? Like I have to capture a Tinkaton that's like this.
Yeah.
I think I guess I'm just looking at the hair. Like, okay, the question is it, I don't think this is a true form. I think it definitely has costume attributes, but I also think there's enough going on here where this feels like a soft form akin to Professor Tangrowth. This feels, I think because Tinkaton is so intelligent, that's like one of its dex entries, is that it's just so intelligent. Seeing it, I guess, I don't know, like I'm looking at the hammer and I know the hammer is like a weapon, but it does possess the steel type in a way that, like, you know, Farfetch'd does not possess the grass type because it's holding a leek, right?
Right.
I do think the hammer is part of it's not like it's part of its design, but it's also part of its identity. But the hammer is also part of its, like, I think Tinkaton, this line has shown mastery over metal. It's like a metal worker. So seeing it,
it's the whole tinking.
Tink. What is it? I'm always getting them confused.
Tinkering.
Tinkering. So I'm seeing it like, I guess, change its form to be able to understand not just like I smash things, but now I'm solving puzzles and I have tools to build things. Like that does feel way more advanced than a costume, I think.
Yeah, but it really
and it's represented in the design. Is my point.
Yeah, they really just changed the tool and a little bit of the hair.
But that's a big part of the design. The tool is massive. That's like
a big part of the design, but it's like,
and its body changes.
It's like, you know, if I don't know if a Farfetch'd has like a leak that is like
Galarian
shaped
Farfetch'd?
Like a hammer, does that make it, you know, different? I don't know. Like there's been,
I think
there's definitely been
no,
some examples.
No, let's pause. I'm gonna yes. Galarian Farfetch'd, its defining feature is that it has a giant leak and it is fighting type.
But there's a lot more than that. It's a darker color.
It has like a
different temperament. It's like it is by it's not just the leak that's different. The biology is different. And the only biological thing I'm seeing different on Tinkaton here is a different haircut. And again, the debate on if this is hair or not is up there. But if it is, then that like can change.
I think it's a change. I think there's a change there. And normally, like, I am a person who likes when Pokemon have like different colors. I think that's always like an effective way to show a form change. But
they
like,
should have done that here.
Yeah, and I think that's like why Tangrowth feels like a new change or feels more like a new Pokemon. But I think I would argue more changes have occurred with Tinkatuff in this design. I'm not saying I like this design more so than the original, but I just think there's like more objective changes with Tinkaton compared to Professor Tangrowth, and we put Professor Tangrowth in the soft form. So that's why I would put them together.
There's been more changes, but it's about are those changes biological? Because if we're sitting here counting the number of changes, there's more on Chef Dente too. But that doesn't mean that those changes are substantial enough for me to, put in the same place.
It's tough.
I guess it's
tough,
kind of in between.
But
it is this awkward in between. Because then the flip side is, unlike Chef Dente, I imagine it would probably battle a little bit different and maybe have some. So I don't know. It's like either the lowest possible it could be on soft form or the highest possible it could be on costume.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Because if I'm trying to think of like what they could do to the Chef Dente to make it feel like a cosmetic form.
I'm still like adding a little, like one more thing into like how I'm judging these, and that is, does it execute it well in general though too? Like, because I think
that's irrelevant for me.
It doesn't really do it though. It just has like another couple things on its hammer, and its hair is like slightly different. Like it doesn't execute form change.
The thing on its hair, the thing on its head, I feel like what that is a bandana. It's like putting its hair back.
A work. It's like a worker. It's a specific one actually, which is like kind of cool that it is to like. I forget. I saw it somewhere, but it's like some kind of Japanese traditional woman would wear it when they worked on something specific. I don't know what it was, but it was something like that. And that is cool, but it's not enough.
Yeah, that's great. But first, I got to tell you guys about our classic, our best selling merch collection, Hidden Legacy. This is a beautiful design by our in-house guy, Noivi, aka Anthony. This man is a legend, but he whipped up this gorgeous design for us. It comes in a variety of colors, and on the back of the shirt, this design encapsulates all sorts of inside jokes, and I guess not even jokes. They're not jokes, but they're just they're things that are, I guess, what's the word? An ode to, right? In legacy to, or in respect of. Come on, guys, help me out.
They're all I'm drowning things over that here. Are important to us. I mean, just look at it. You've got mons that we hold dear, right? You've got Soul's Ultra Necrozma. You have my Dragonite. You have Dusty's Cherubi even on there.
We need a solo Cherubi shirt. I gotta talk to Noivi about that. Honestly, I kind of forgot about this, but you got the Pokemon Snap camera up top. That's a classic Hidden Power moment right there. And at this point in time, both Soul and I have played a little bit of Pokemon Snap. So this is kind of a retro design at this point, being a thing. But anyways, this, like I said, this last summer, we had this created to really just kind of like capture not only the legacy of the show, but also just a lot of the designs, but also the colors that we chose were really in service to or meant to remind. They're in the spirit of the summer, right? To me, it reminded me of when we designed this. I was in Maine. I was on the coast, right? I'm living it up. Summer nights, I'm living it up with the sea breeze in the air, right? Sand in my toes, right? What's that old song? Sand in my bum's in the water, in the sand, toes in the sand,
toes in the water, bum in the sand.
Oh yeah. You know well, who sings that?
Is
that Jimmy Buffett?
It sounds like a Jimmy Buffett song.
I don't think that's Jimmy Buffett.
No, who is it? Anyways, whatever. It was a gorgeous summer. Yes, the Zach Brown Band. And this, listen, summer's upon us, and I'm so excited to get back into the vibes of the summer. I'm really excited here on the East Coast to enjoy the summer, and I hope you are too. If you guys want to support the show, if you want something more tangible than just a Patreon membership, if you want something more tangible than just like some extra episodes every single month, you can go to shop.hiddenpowerpodcast.com. Links are in the description to go to this website, and you can get yourself some new Hidden Legacy merch. We have the shirts. It also comes in a sweatshirt. We should make a ball cap. I don't think we've made a ball cap of this design yet, but we also have a stainless steel bottles available. And yeah, I just love this whole collection so much. There is, of course, so many other designs on the store, so feel free to browse around and get something for yourself, get something for your spouse, or I guess you could say significant other if you're younger than 30. And yeah, and thank you guys so much. And let's get back to the show. If you can ever get these Pokopia forms in Generation 10 or like another game, I think the form change method would be basically you would get an item called the Tink Gear or whatever. That that craftable item. I think that's what it would be. Yeah. And that would be like, that would be like the equivalent of like the peat moss or something. But listen, this isn't a classic tier list, so I'm not going to fight you guys to death. I'll put it wherever you guys want. I'll just say on record, I think it is a very soft form. I think there are
I'm really not
real
sure.
changes here.
I'm really not sure. Like I said, it's either the lowest possible soft form or the highest possible costume.
It's a costume for me.
So you decide then. You say costume?
I say costume, but I don't know. You guys are majority. It's majority.
No.
Okay, well, see, I'm in between. You know, he's saying too. Soft form. You're saying costume. Yeah. I'm like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
But you are the deciding factor then.
Well, okay. And what's cool is those are all like the main forms, but I do think we can have a little bit of a conversation about Ditto. A couple weeks ago, we did do a full deep dive on Ditto itself, and I think that's a great episode. If you want to go check that out, there's a bunch of cool Ditto lore in that, but I think this could kind of be a part 2 where we're talking about, and now that we've actually played Pokopia, Ditto in Pokopia. One of the things that we had brought up in that episode was that there are Ditto, mostly from the anime, that, what was it? It's called Duplica's Ditto.
Duplica is her Ditto, yeah.
That was the first time that we saw a Ditto. It was literally an individual Ditto that was unable to fully transform into Pokemon. And what it would do is it would transform into a Pokemon, but it would basically not be able to change its face. And that's how, like, eventually all Ditto have kind of been, I guess maybe not all Ditto, because in game a Ditto still transforms into a Pokemon 100%, but like in terms of plushies and stuff and like products, TCG, and as far as the Pokemon, anything public is confirmed, like the Ditto face on a Pokemon's body has become like, it just, I don't know, that's just like a thing that has become more popular. Yeah. And what we've seen in Pokopia is that this Ditto's the main character of Pokopia is like a very special, unique Ditto, because not only does it, yes, it can change into new Pokemon, but those are even forms of, like, those are unique forms to this Ditto. But then also Ditto has the power to, like, for instance, cut things down with Scyther's scythe, but not actually turn into Scyther, which is kind of a missed opportunity. That would have been sick to run around like Scyther. Not going to lie. That would have been so sick.
It is interesting because they modeled the arm, so they could have modeled the whole thing to change too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they probably didn't do that just because it's like, I don't know.
They
like,
made it more unique, I think.
The Machop arms are cursed.
Dude, so weird. So weird.
That is technically a form too, since we're counting all these other ones. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, like it would, the human with the size, the human with the Machop arm, or the other ones. Vines.
So
we'd be here forever though if we did all those, because like when he does the water drop, it's also like gets a Squirtle.
Oh, he gets like a Squirtle shell.
Yeah.
Right. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about this. So like Ditto, obviously you played the whole game as like your default is like you look like a character, the trainer character that was supposed to originally own Ditto. And I think it's kind of weird and jarring, but I've gotten used to it, to be quite honest. It doesn't bother me as much. Like, it was kind of weird. Like, just the idea of like looking like this fake human was a little weird. I remember we used to talk about that, and I think I've gotten used to it. But I don't know. Let's I don't know. What do you guys think about Ditto in general?
I also just realized that you've got like the cap versus the kind of different, or whatever you would call that style hat. It's kind of similar to the winds and waves differences, because in one version you have like a cap, and then the other you have a more like cowboy hat. Not that this is a cowboy hat, but I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, I've come around to the human. At the end of the day, I feel like all these Ditto forms, they almost deserve their own category because they're not true forms, they're not costumes, they're literally Ditto using a move that he's always been able to use.
Yeah. I think what it is like Ditto is the new form. This Ditto is I think that's kind of my argument. This Ditto, the main character Ditto, is the new form of Ditto. Just like how all of these other Pokemon that we just reviewed, just like how all of these Pokemon are unique forms to varying degrees, I think also this Ditto is a new form because it has this, I guess it's visually indicated by this droopy pattern. No matter what it evolves into or transforms into, rather, it has these like present droopy patterns to it. It has the same face, so that's like a trait that like Duplica's Ditto has, but we see it in this Ditto as well. I guess I would also say Duplica had another Ditto, right? There was another Ditto in that episode.
Mini Ditto. It was
in the anime,
episode, but yeah.
Yeah, so there's this other Ditto that basically is unable to change its size, and I think we see that with this Ditto as well. And so like, again, whether it's a form or not is up for debate, but I do think what is not up for debate is that this is a individual form, or an individual or a unique individual. Is that what they call it on Bulbapedia?
Yeah, like the whatchamajibby.
Yeah, a unique individual.
Ursaluna. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a spiky-eared Pichu or something, right? Like it has specific qualities with its abilities that is unique to itself. And so I guess I just want to go through and like look at all these different things. Like, okay, like when it becomes Dragonite, right? It has the same face. It's small. Funny enough, it actually keeps the whatever hat you have on. I didn't even.
Well, Lapras does too.
Yeah. One of the things about the hats is that since it's Ditto, these are actually part of its body.
Yeah. It's not wearing clothes. Yeah.
No, it's not like a costume. It is actually making that from its goop, I guess you would call it. The pink stuff that it's made out of.
Yeah. And then, but it also has the power to like fly, to surf. I haven't become Magnemite yet, but I know you can do that.
That's
and
the
then,
was that Pokemon Go? They're doing like the little Ditto with the hat and Pokemon Go.
This must be what you're talking about. From March 10th to 26th.
Oh, so this is over.
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea they were even doing this. That's funny.
I lost my Go account and I've just not started a new Go account, and I need to do that if I'm gonna want to try to get some of these forms.
There's more than that too.
That one's gone, so you gotta wait for it to come back.
It's gone forever. I don't know, but I think it's really interesting that this Ditto is a new form because it is a character, right? And it has also all these powers. It can like adapt part of its body. Something that we talked about in like that last episode, like our Ditto deep dive. Let me pull up Ditto itself because I think there's I'm trying to see it. Let's see. Ditto. Basically, one of the things that we talked about was its dex entries. And what we learned is that Ditto, basically, its ability to transform accurately, I guess like the quality of its transform is in relation to how much it is able to remember what it's looking at, like what the source is. And I think that is also kind of interesting, like especially like in the context of this game. It's like the humans are gone, everything is shifted, right? We're discovering things, and so because of that, this Ditto, it's like it doesn't have all these things as references, permanently. It's like always recalling things in the back of its mind. Probably also even with like if it hangs out with Scyther and learns how to cut, it can cut even when Scyther's not there. So maybe it just remembers the cutting part, but it doesn't, and that's why only its hands change. Right?
Yeah.
Like, these are things that we didn't know when we did that episode because Pokopia wasn't out.
The game wasn't out yet.
Right.
Yeah. But it has all these moves, right? Water Gun, Leafage. Right, yeah, so Water Gun is it becoming Squirtle. Leafage is Bulbasaur. Cut is Scyther. Rock Smash is
Hitmonchan.
Yep, Hitmonchan. And then the Rototiller is the Drillbur. That's kind of cool to see. Camouflage is... What is that?
Zorua.
Oh, that's fun. Wait, seen that.
I've never done that.
Yeah, it's like you don't. It's funny. I found it like after I had beaten the game, but like there's a.
Was it for
at some point in Bleak Beach, a Zorua will appear in front of the Pokemon Center.
I have that.
if you talk to it, it'll teach you camouflage.
Well, what does camouflage do?
It's for the
you literally just
game.
there's a hide and seek mini game. Camouflage allows you to like transform into the item in front of you. I guess if you wanted to give it a function, hypothetically, you could like transform into something and be like, let's see how this looks here, I guess. But
okay, I do have that. That's like when you're I know what you're saying. When you're building, you can like test things out to see what it's going to look like. Is that what you're saying?
No. It's like I'm saying hypothetically you could use it to do that, but I have not used this. I don't think it's necessary. It's just cute, I guess. But like you'll bring Zorua some toy blocks and Zorua will transform into the toy blocks and be like, how was that? Hey, let me teach you how to do this. And then you learn camouflage.
But like, what is camouflage for?
That's sometimes Pokemon will ask you to play hide and seek where like you're hiding and you have to make it to the Pokemon Center before they find you. And like you can use camouflage to like transform into an object and like sneak your way to the Pokemon Center. And it's harder for them to notice you because you're not a Pokemon.
That's so random.
It's really, it's cute. I'm not trying to hate on it, but it's not needed. Like,
also it's for multiplayer. Like if you play with friends, you can literally play
sure. That makes a ton of sense. Didn't even think about that.
Dude, the multiplayer is crazy in this game. I went to someone's island and it's like baffling. You're like, what? How is this all here?
Oh yeah, you see the stuff people are, I've seen people have made a Waffle House, a Taco Bell.
Dude, so good. All right, well that's cool. I just learned something. That's cool. Surf is this is where it gets weird. When you surf, you do become Lapras completely. You know? But like
just needed more. I guess
a bad version of Lapras. Same thing with and then strength is Macho rollout
Graveler.
Is Graveler, which is
actually transform.
I think so good. I guess glide is it's not really a move, but glide is a Dragonite. Oh, I did get waterfall. I just got waterfall with Gyarados.
Yep.
But I don't think
Magnet Rise is Magnemite.
I don't think the waterfall does anything with Gyarados. It's still Lapras.
No, it's still Lapras. He just literally tells you how to go up a waterfall.
And the Magnet Rise is
Magnemite.
Magnemite. But I don't know. How do you guys feel? I guess that's everything.
When we originally were gonna do this tier list, I thought we were just gonna do them more just based on what they look like. So it's kind of changed now. So it's kind of hard to rank them in this. But as like a whole, it's interesting. It's like, are they form changes? Or are they like what Lumi said, where they're just literally Ditto using transform?
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
lore wise, that's exactly what they are, you know? So,
but I think if you were
they technically don't even count as forms.
They're technically not even costumes either. Cause like a costume is like you put something on them or something. And it's literally just using a move, you know, it's like, would you consider, you know, what's a Pokemon that like Golurk has like a cannon form where it like kind of uses like hyper beams as a cannon. It uses fly by like taking in its fists and its feet and becoming like a rocket.
Yeah, it's like a form versus a formation. It's like a variant versus a formation. Is kind of what we're talking
it's
about.
not an actual form of Golurk. It's just how
if I like
he
do this
uses
and
a move.
Squat, is that a form?
Right.
Right.
I guess. Well,
Blastoise has retractable cannons. I wouldn't call that a form.
Sure, but like to take a step back, I think the way you're right, because when we first were joking about this, we're like, let's rank how silly the designs look,
or how
like,
useful even. You know?
Yeah. Because I think when we were texting about this, I was just like, I want to put like
it was a good idea too.
I want to put Magikarp in S tier. You know, he's just like a good boy. But like, I guess to take a step back, my position is Ditto itself. Is that a form? Is that a proper form?
I don't think
because
so.
it's. You don't think so at all?
Because it's using a move, and any Ditto could do that.
But we've never seen any other Ditto do that.
Yeah, because we've never.
Like, how can we say it just can do that?
Because we know it can. It's a move. It's transform. You know.
That's a good point though, because.
But you can't just say like it could if we've never seen it before.
Yeah, in context of Ditto though, it should only be able to transform into Pokemon, and it transforming into a human is kind of unprecedented.
I mean, we've seen
in the Pokemon games, in the greater universe,
but I think you got to look at all the media here. We've been seeing that Ditto has like it can transform into a block in the games. you know?
True. Yeah, Ditto can also transform into a rock in Pokemon Sleep.
Well, and not only in Pokemon Sleep, there's also Dex entries say it can transform into a rock when it sleeps. In the anime, it's transformed into like a man in a picture. In the games, we have seen it transform into a human. And side mission, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
I stand corrected.
But that human though is like, I guess what I'm trying to like when it has transformed into a Pokemon or to, I don't know. I'm like when it's transformed into a human, it looks like a proper human.
Yeah, but that's because it's not doing it off of memory. We know from its Dex entries from the game that it can't do a good transformation from memory.
That's a good point.
That's what it's doing. So,
Let's see.
I would still call it, for the purpose of this tier list, I would still call all of its forms, all of its transformations, true form, because they serve so many purposes that it's like different than.
See, I feel like it should have its own category where it's like it's kind of like what Dusty said, a formation. But it's just like it's a Ditto thing, but it's not a true form. Like I don't think they should ever give us access to these kind of forms because it's actively using a move to be doing these forms. So it's
I don't think that it will. Like Ditto's not getting moved over to champions with this stuff.
And even in the Pokedex in Pokopia, there is no like human form Ditto, Dragonite form Ditto. Whereas there is a professor form Tangrowth, a chef form or cook form Greedent, etc.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, is Ditto in where is this?
It is in the Pokedex, but it's in the Pokedex as Ditto. Like just base Ditto.
Yeah, I want to see what it says. That's a good point.
I'd say Ditto this many times.
Spin-off games Pokopia, it can reorganize its cells to make itself into a duplicate of anything it sees. The quality of the duplicate depends on the individual, and I think that's an old Dex entry. Oh, no. The quality of the duplicate depends on the individual Ditto?
Yeah, the individual Ditto.
See, okay. I would read that like...
So it's...
Like,
you know... Let's do this. Not
one
a
specific.
Form.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ditto's not a form, you're saying. All right.
I think.
That's... Yeah,
it's true.
No, you've made the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right, I was wrong.
But the Graveler's the best one.
Yeah, no, Graveler's so good, and I love that it. Funny. Oh, dude, it's so.
I think Magnemite's really cute, honestly.
Magnemite's is good too.
Yeah, I stopped using. Oh, you know, I need to. I'm almost done the game. I need to invest in the actual railroads because I stopped using the railroads because I'm like, I'll do stairs and I just roll around like Graveler, but I'm like. But I found I do always have trouble like going up a mountain.
Yeah, he can be a little hard to control too. I feel.
I just jump. Yeah. I hop everywhere.
Yeah, but if you do, I've gotten a little sloppy and I start like breaking the mountain. And then
it's like in Legends Arceus when you would just roll everywhere. I don't know if y'all did that. I didn't run anywhere. I just barrel rolled all around the village.
So, yeah. Oh my god.
See, the secret is I don't care if I break the mountain because I'm never building anything. I just destroy.
You're the guy who like plays through the game with just like a level 100 Typhlosion.
For this specific game, yes.
Yeah.
Apparently.
You know what? Okay, I want to push back a little bit because I do think Ditto does have this hat. The hat is present because the hat is a reflection of its trainer. So in that case, it is like Dada Zarude or spiky-eared or Ash Cat Pikachu, you know?
But I would say that's part of its body. But I will say that I do think it's a one specific Ditto. Like that Pokedex entry to me sounds like the individual is the individual Ditto. So like only this one Ditto is transforming into these.
Yeah, but we've seen like odd variations, throughout all these different forms of media.
So I guess I just see I see the hat, I see the droopy, like literally in all these. Every time it transforms, it has this like droop to it, like in Lapras's shell, right? Which is like subtle.
Dragonite's like chest scale.
Yeah, and I guess I just look at that as like I'm not saying it's like whole body is has its DNA hasn't altered. I'm just saying like the droop on it is the same as like it's an indicator of the Ditto in the same way that the face and the size is an indicator of Ditto. But then it's also, but the hat I think is the nail in the coffin because the hat is like its trainer. it's a lost trainer that it's never going to meet ever again. Damn. No, I'm with you guys. I'm trying to make a point. But I'm like, I'm not even believing it. Ditto's not a form. This is the list. This is the tier list.
Yeah. In that argument, the only thing I could say is what I said at the beginning, which is I think it's just there because of design choice and doesn't really have a reason why it's there on the hat.
Yeah. So do you guys think these Pokemon are ever going to make their way into Generation 10 or into like a modern, maybe Champions? Because I do appreciate them for what they are in the game. Pokopia is a lot of fun, so it doesn't feel like it's like I feel like I've gotten my fill. I've been able to enjoy these Pokemon in Pokopia. I just think some of these forms are compelling and I think could be kind of interesting to see in the mainline games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the true forms are, it's funny because we did this, right? But the true forms are the ones that you want to see the most because they feel like they should be somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that there was enough care and thought put into these to have them exist somewhere else. The Rotom especially is very sus. So it's like if one of them is going, why not most of the other ones, if not all of the other ones? Mm-hmm. I've said it a million times. I think all of them are coming to not the Dittos because they're not a form, but the rest of them I do think will at least make it to Champions.
I agree. I think Rotom, like I would actually be surprised if Rotom does not. Like so that would be shocking to me because like you go the mile of like all the points we set, but like. You know, all the points we said where like it fits in with the other designs by having like this plasma feature and kind of just design wise it very well fits into the others. But then you go the extra mile of giving it a new typing when even Mosslax remains the same typing. It just feels like it absolutely is a setup. And I do think I can see a world where that's the only setup and there's nothing else. Like none of these others make it in. But I also can see a world where they do make it in. If for nothing else,
that's true. They could pick. They could be picky and choosy. That's a good point.
Yeah. If nothing else, Pokopia has been a really big success. Why not capitalize on that? Right? Like that just it makes sense to go. Even if they weren't thinking about it, right? Like even if they weren't going to do that. Maybe now they're looking to like, wow, Pokopia is really taken off. Maybe a way we could get people on Champions is if we dropped Mosslax and there's an alternate Snorlax skin. You know?
Get the premium battle pass and you'll get Mosslax.
That's exactly
after
right.
You play this.
Get
many
the
rounds.
premium battle pass plus. It's $90 a month and it gives you Mosslax.
It's so cool. It's just cool.
It's like $10.
I guess just to end this, I guess I really appreciate that like we are getting Pokemon forms in spin-offs that in this spin-off is a Game Freak product. Like Game Freak does have their fingers.
And that's why we're even talking about this, because if it wasn't, I'd be like, no shot.
Yeah.
But I don't think these forms would even exist if Game Freak wasn't involved at all.
Yeah.
Like Game Freak is the one that makes these things happen.
Yeah. It's just kind of nice because I'm like, I think a larger conversation is like, okay, we've waited 5 years for Gen 10. Where if there's no new game, how do we get new Pokemon? And I guess these little spin-offs, if Game Freak's producing new characters for new games and new scenarios, like, I don't know, this is cool. These just feel at home with all these other Pokemon, so I'm really happy to see it. But guys, let us know what you guys think about these forms. Are we crazy? Do you not consider these forms at all? Is there any Easter eggs or is there any like data points that we missed? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching Hidden Power. We love you guys. We appreciate you watching. And if you want to support this show and you want to support podcasts like this, you can sign up. Link in the description on Patreon or on YouTube. $5 a month. You can support the show. We put out bonus podcasts every single week, and you can unlock. We've just put out a brand new one this week, and you can unlock maybe like 80 episodes instantly by signing up. $5 a month. Hidden Power Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.